Hey everyone, today I want to talk about something that trips up a lot of homeowners: buying a tankless water heater without realizing how much the installation actually matters. I've seen too many people grab a cheap model online, only to find out later that it doesn't keep up with their morning shower routine or costs more to run than they expected. If you're thinking about switching to on-demand hot water, this Rheem RTGH series could be the smarter buy, but only if your home and budget are ready for it. Link is in the description if you want to check the product details on Amazon. So, what makes this Rheem stand out from the rest? First off, it's a natural gas condensing unit, which means it recaptures heat that older models just send up the flue. That's not just marketing talk, it translates to real savings if you're replacing a 10-year-old tank or an inefficient non-condensing unit. The 0.93 uniform energy factor is solid, but the real test is whether it can handle your peak demand without dipping below your preferred temperature. If you've got 3 or 4 showers running at once, or if someone's doing dishes while another person's washing their hands, this heater keeps the water hot without the lag you get from smaller units. That's the kind of thing you don't appreciate until you're standing in a cold shower wondering why you didn't spend a little more upfront. Now, let's talk about who this heater is actually for. If you live in a larger home with multiple bathrooms and you're tired of scheduling showers around each other, this Rheem is built for that scenario. It's also a good fit if you're tired of the standby heat loss from a big storage tank. Those monthly bills add up when you're not using the water. But if your household is small, say 1 or 2 people with moderate hot water needs, you might be better off with a smaller, less expensive model. This one's overkill for a studio apartment, and the installation complexity isn't worth it if you're not pushing the limits of your current system. Speaking of installation, that's where a lot of buyers get caught off guard. This isn't a plug-and-play swap. You'll need a licensed pro to handle the gas line sizing, venting, and condensate drain setup. If your home was built before 2000, your existing gas line might not have the right capacity, and upgrading it can cost as much as the heater itself. Also, condensing units produce acidic water, so you'll need a dedicated drain line that can handle that, no running it into your sump pump or laundry tub. If your installer isn't familiar with these units, you could end up with a system that shuts off randomly or doesn't heat properly. That's not a flaw in the Rheem, it's just the reality of condensing tech. So, if you're not prepared for the install, this isn't the product for you. On the flip side, once it's set up right, the day-to-day experience is hard to beat. The digital LED control lets you dial in the exact temperature you want, and the precision is noticeable when you're washing delicate fabrics or giving kids a bath. The unit's compact size means it can fit in a utility closet or even a basement corner, which is a nice upgrade from the bulky tanks most people are used to. And because it's indoor rated, you don't have to worry about freezing issues if you live in a colder climate. Just make sure the installer seals the venting properly. But there are a few trade-offs to keep in mind. First, natural gas prices fluctuate, and while this unit is efficient, it's still dependent on fuel costs. If your area has high gas prices, the savings over time might not be as dramatic as you'd hope. Second, the venting setup requires PVC piping, which isn't as straightforward as the metal venting you might be used to. If you ever need to move the unit, you'll have to redo the venting, which adds to the cost. And while Rheem includes mounting hardware, you'll still need to buy the gas line adapter and condensate pump separately in most cases. Those little extras can sneak up on you if you're not budgeting for them. So, should you buy this Rheem RTGH series? If you've got a larger household, a gas line that can handle the demand, and you're ready for the installation investment, this heater delivers on its promise of endless hot water without the wasted energy. But if you're on a tight budget, your home isn't set up for it, or you're not ready to deal with the install, you might want to look at a smaller unit, or even stick with a traditional tank for now. At the end of the day, the biggest mistake I see is rushing into a tankless purchase without thinking through the setup. This Rheem is a great option for the right home, but it's not a universal.